Welcome. My name is Nicole Elyse, and I'm finally sitting down and giving everyone my weight loss journey speech. Every time a picture is posted of me, either on Facebook or Instagram, my inbox gets flooded with lots of messages. Tell me your secret. How did you do it? What's your meal plan? What kind of exercising do you do? So today we're going to focus on that. Let's get into it. My name is Nicole. I am 30 years old. I am married. I have one daughter, and her name is Marlo. She is a year and a half as of this month. I've never done a lot of dieting or exercising growing up. I always felt somewhat comfortable in my body, even as a teenager or young adult. I never felt the need to be on a diet. I was never advised by any doctors to lose weight or to change my eating style. That was until I became pregnant with Marlo. When I was pregnant with Marlo, I ended up having gestational diabetes. During that time, I did meet with a specialist who told me what to eat, when to eat, and how to eat. We had a very extensive meeting. I was clueless as to what I should be eating with having gestational diabetes. So I did have that knowledge and that background going into a lower carb eating lifestyle. My weight loss journey has been between January of 2019 up until now in November 2019. I've lost about 85 pounds within these short 11 months. If you're going to do a drastic lifestyle change, I would advise that you meet with your doctor and get a physical so that you know where to start, because they can give you some information and they can give you resources as far as what to eat and what is best for your body. Everyone's body is going to be different. Everyone's caloric intake is going to be different. The number of carbs that you should eat is going to be different, and it's going to vary from person to person. So I would advise going into this that you do meet with your doctor or a specialist, a nutritionist like I was able to, and you get all of that information first. What I'm going to tell you is what has worked for me. That may not necessarily work for you. So that is going to be my biggest disclaimer in this entire video, is what works for me may not work for you. It's all going to be very, very different, and I want to hit home on that. Another thing that I also want to hit home on is your validity as a person does not amount to how much you weigh. The reason why I did what I did was all medically based. My doctor said that I needed to lose about 20 pounds. She said she would be happy with that and that would be great. I took it a little farther and I lost 85. She's still happy with my results. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to weigh whatever you feel comfortable weighing. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to look however you feel comfortable. The reason why I lost weight and the reason why I changed up my eating style is as follows. I was diabetic and my numbers were off the charts. Generally, if you pop a 7 on your A1C levels, that is high. That is borderline. That is, you need to change things right now or else you will be diabetic. My numbers were over 14. So I just want that to sink in. One, 7, and I was at a 14. At that moment, my doctor prescribed me metformin. Now what metformin does is it gets into your bloodstream and it takes out all the sugars that's in your body and it dumps them. I was severely diabetic and I was on medication that helped me. Initially, this is what I was on. I was on metformin. I took it in the morning and I took it at night, and it helped to regulate my blood sugar levels. I had to take my blood sugar every morning and every night so that I could keep an eye on it and I could figure out what was working for me and what was not working. Now, when she prescribed this medicine, she also told me to change my eating style and my eating habits. At this time, I was breastfeeding, and I was eating whatever I wanted to eat. I would sit and I would eat a carton of ice cream at night. I would sit and eat a sleeve of cookies. I would eat bread with every meal, pasta. This needed to stop. She told me initially to get on Weight Watchers. She said that this would help me. However, I had the background knowledge whenever I met with a nutritionist initially, and she told me exactly how I should be eating and when I should be eating and what I should be eating. So that is exactly what I did. I followed that nutritionist's guide verbatim, and I did what I needed to do in order to become happy and healthy. I would not describe my diet as verbatim as keto. I do a lot of low carb meals, and that works for me and my family. My diet, I allow for about 15 to 20 carbs a meal. This does vary depending on what you're making. You may allow for extra carbs during one meal and less carbs in another meal. It's all about carbs and serving sizes, and you always want to check your serving sizes when using anything. That goes for ketchup, salad dressings, slices of cheese, the slices of bread. These things are so important whenever you are doing a diet such as low carb. Serving sizes is key. Always look at your serving sizes. An example of my day-to-day meal intake would be for breakfast, I would have eggs and maybe one slice of toast. Toast, you can find some that are very low in carb. There's an Aunt Millie's variety that's only 11 carbs for 2 slices. There are the no sugar breads that you can find that can be 7 carbs for a slice. So you can find these and work them into your life. That is, if you need bread. For me, my nickname is Bread Girl. I needed that still. That was important to me. So adding that and adding those carbs, it was still beneficial for me and being happy. So for breakfast, I would have eggs and toast, and I might add some peanut butter on the toast. That's still very low in carb. Eggs are no carbs. You can find a 6 or 7 carb slice of bread, and then a little bit of peanut butter. You know, that's about your 15 grams of carbs, of net carbs. For lunch, salad. Salad is an easy choice. During the beginning of the week, I'll usually make a big bowl of salad consisting of spinach, lettuce, tomato, onion, pepper. You can do it however you want to do it. I'll usually make a big one, and then I'll eat on that all week long and take portions for myself out of that salad bowl. Sometimes I'll top it with turkey. If I have like sandwich sliced turkey, I'll cut that up and put that on my salad. Now remember, dressings, you always have to measure out your dressings. If you're using ranch, that's a great option. Vinaigrettes can run a little more high, but just always be conscious of your serving sizes whenever it comes to dressings, because it's really easy to sit there and squirt all kinds of dressing all over your salad when really you don't need it. For dinner, this ran a little difficult in the beginning. Once you get over wanting eggs and bacon all the time and all these fats, you start to mellow out and figure out what is right for your own body. I do a lot of chicken. There's a lot of chicken in our diet, a lot of chicken and veggies. Keep it simple. That's my biggest recommendation. Keep everything simple. Go back to the basics. Keep it simple. Grill some chicken, add some green beans to it. It's really, really easy. Once you stop obsessing over what you're going to have to eat and when you're going to eat, it becomes a lot more easy. There's a lot of chicken, fish, salmon. You can still have steak. You can have hamburgers. Just don't eat the bun. It's very, very simple. My diet is so simple. Now recently I've been trying to keep things a little more interesting. I use a lot of cauliflower rice. So if you're going to do a stir fry, instead of using regular rice, use cauliflower rice. It's very easy. You can find these loopholes in your diet all the time. If you like burritos, Mission Tortillas make a carb smart tortilla and it's only 5 net carbs. It's so, so simple. That is what you need to always remember, is the simplicity of a diet. Stop obsessing over what you're going to eat. Sit down, write out a menu for the week, and that's what you stick to. For any sort of snacks, nuts are a great option. If you're going to have fruit, that's fine, but you need to research what is good for you. Strawberries are a good choice. They have very low net carbs. Things like that, you just need to research on your own and figure out what's going to work for you and your bank account and your lifestyle. Things I avoid the most. Pasta. No pasta. Just don't do it. Aldi sells an edamame pasta that is very, very good. It gives you the texture of a pasta noodle, but it's all edamame. And so the net carbs on that is going to be very low. No cereal. It is so easy for me just to grab a box of cereal and sit down and eat it. Cereals can have the most net carbs out of almost any food, so you need to watch that as well. No bread. I miss having biscuits and cornbread and making my own homemade bread and pancakes. I miss those things so much, but I know that that's not good for me and it's not good for my health. So I had to stop doing that. Now, what I said before, it is very easy to find bread that is going to be lower in carb. Do your research. Find what works for you. No potatoes. Potatoes have a lot of starches and they carry a lot of net carbs with them. No more French fries, no more potato chips, no more baked potatoes. It's just what it is. Keep it all simple. No sugar. I use a keto sugar. It has 0 net carbs in it. The taste is very wonky, but it does give you a little bit of a sweetness. So I do use that. I think it's called sucralose, and I do use that on occasion if I need something to be a little more sweet. No chocolate. Now, if you want to have a snack, find chocolate that is the darkest chocolate that you can find. Something that's 80% cacao is very, very nice. You can have that and pair it with some nuts. As far as a snack goes, if you have allotted that number of carbs into your diet for the day, watch your fruit intake. Bananas are a no-no. You just can't do it. In the beginning, whenever I had gestational diabetes, I kept a food journal. My husband printed out these long pieces of paper and I wrote down exactly what I ate and when I ate it. And that really helped me to stay on track. I tracked my carb number, I tracked everything as far as what I ate and how much of it I ate. Sometimes that's really good just to keep yourself on track and to figure out what is going to work best for you. Keep a schedule. Know when to eat. I try my best to do intermittent fasting. It's hard. I know it's hard because at night you want to sit around and you want to snack. I understand this. However, if you allow your gut, if you allow your stomach enough time to process these foods and to start burning fat, once you start eating again, your body is using that food for energy rather than just storing it away. I'll start my eating around 10 a.m. and then I will stop eating between 6 and 8. It just depends. I have a 1-year-old, you know? So always be conscious of when you're eating and if you're actually hungry or you're just bored. A lot of the times I'm just really thirsty, and that's another point I want to make. Drink water. Drink as much water as you possibly can. I try to drink at least a gallon of water a day, and it's hard. It's hard to choke back that water sometimes. You have to allot that time to have water. Your body needs it, and it helps to flush all of that out. Once you stop drinking the soda and teas, and you start replacing that with water, your skin will thank you and your body will thank you. Always take your vitamins. That's very, very important. That does help with your metabolism and it helps with your mood. Keep taking your vitamins, always. I take a multivitamin and I also take a supplement called ashwagandha, and that helps me with my mood and my stress level, and it also helps me with my energy. Once I started exercising, that's whenever I saw the most difference in my body. I wasn't just losing weight. I was gaining this muscle and I was gaining all of this energy. And that is so important whenever you're losing weight, is to keep that energy up. Initially, I started walking. I had Marlo with me and we'd go for walks in the morning. We'd walk up and down our block as many times as we could, and I would sweat. It was hot and it felt so good. Find something you love and do it. That is my biggest advice. I started out kickboxing. I found some kickboxing videos on YouTube and I fell in love. I will link them all down below and you can check them out and see if that's something that maybe you would like doing as well. I started watching a lot of PopSugar videos. They're fitness videos and they are led by a woman who is absolutely incredible. They have different levels that you can watch. They'll have someone who's doing an easier form of the exercise and someone who is doing the more strenuous form of the exercise. I loved the kickboxing videos. I felt so alive doing those videos. So I will link those below so that you can check them out. Once I wore myself out with the kickboxing videos, I started running again. I pulled out the treadmill, I have it in our bedroom, and I run. And I run and I run and I run and I run. It's not easy. I started out just walking, and I'd walk for 30 seconds and then I would run for 30 seconds. Run for 30 seconds, walk for 30 seconds. And then I realized I could run for longer than 30 seconds. I could run for 2 minutes. And then I realized I could run for 5 minutes. And then one day I ran for 15. And then I kept running longer and longer and longer to where I could get up to 45 minutes to an hour of just running. And it feels so freeing. That is what I enjoy doing the most. Do something that is going to make you sweat, because that is where you're going to get the most out of your exercising. When we became very serious about what I was eating and what my family was eating, we did a pantry purge. We got rid of all the pasta, we got rid of all the sugar, we got rid of all of the sweets, all the snacks, all the potatoes. I didn't have pasta to rely on. That's going to be important for you if this is going to be a serious life choice. I want to make a note here, however. I have a 1-year-old daughter. It is very important that she gets those carbs. She needs those. She's growing, she's learning. That's good for her brain and it's good for her body. She needs those carbs. So I did set aside some pastas and some breads and some rice that she needs in her body. Those I do not touch. Those are for Marlo. So whenever you're going into this, it's probably best that you go through and you do a pantry purge. I put all of them in a bag and I gave some of them to family, I gave some of it to friends. This is stuff you do not need in your house because they will just tempt you to use them, and then you'll spiral back down and you'll just keep using them. Another point I want to make is have a cheat day. Just do it. Have one day where you splurge and you go out for ice cream. Go and do that. That's important. That will keep you on track for the rest of the week. Schedule one day a week where you eat whatever you want. I had another appointment a couple months ago, and she ran my numbers and my A1C was perfect. It was right where it needed to be. I was able to stop metformin and I've still continued to lose weight. I have the worst motivation in the history of ever. It is so hard for me to get motivated to do something, and not necessarily just to start it, but to continue on with it. It is so difficult. You need to have a support system. You need to have people there who are going to hold you accountable. So having a support system is going to be key if you're going to choose this sort of diet and this sort of lifestyle change. Any kind of exercising, it is so nice to have a friend, someone that you can rely on and who will hold you accountable for exercising and getting it done that day. Find a marathon, find a 5K, find something that's going to be fun and train for it. Then it's not exercising, you're training for something and you have a goal in mind. That is so important. Have a goal. Have something that you're running for. Have something that you're exercising for. Try to get into that dress again, or have a goal to get into a size 16. Have a goal in mind and reward yourself when you get to it. I wanted to be the best that I can be so that I can keep up with my daughter, I can run after her, I can keep up with my husband and my dog. I needed to do this for myself, and I am so glad that I did it. However, all bodies are valid. All bodies are allowed to take up space. So you do you, and you do whatever you feel is necessary in your life. You need to do this for you. Don't do it for anyone else. So let's give a little rundown, because this is going to be a long video. Number 1, diet. Find a diet that works for you and do it. And exercise. Find something that you love to do and do it. Just exercise. Keep active. Do things. Go places. Move your body. Just move it. And you'll feel so much better afterward. It's really that simple. So when you ask what's your secret, diet and exercise. Eat well, eat clean, eat healthy, be active, drink lots of water, take your vitamins, do all the things that your mom told you to do. I love you guys. Thank you for always supporting me and helping me and keeping me in check for all of this. I really appreciate it. Y'all are the best. Yeah, y'all got this. Just do what makes you happy. Just do what makes you happy. You're beautiful just the way you are. Thank you all so much, so much for watching. Thank you for being here for me. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. every single one, every single person who's asked me how I lost the weight, every single person who's messaged me, every person who's commented on my pictures, every person who's watching right now. Thank you. Thank you so much. You all are the ones who keep me motivated and keep me healthy and happy and wanting to be the best me that I possibly can be. So here's to this next year. Here's to a mini marathon. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I love you. And you will see me in the next one. Bye-bye. I think at one point it was just everyone was so focused on Marlo that I just didn't care about myself. Let's get real. Let's get real here. That's the truth. Everyone's how's baby? What's baby up to? And I just stopped caring about me. It's so hard because sometimes having that bowl ice cream or having a bowl of cereal at night, it's so good. But you just gotta not do it. Look how good my makeup is today though. I don't know why I just did the duck lips. Like that's gonna make me look prettier. I'm like so nervous. Really nervous. Okay. I don't think there's gonna be any funny bits to this because this was all pretty serious.